What happened with the Opec last weekend?
Well, let me tell you all about it.
Great.
First, what happens?
Yes, what happened?
Your turn, because I'm still in a sort of holiday mode. I came into the office just to record the market report, so you have your update, but I haven't really profounded myself in the
worries, no worries. We had Monday, first of all, the US markets were closed. Independence Day, which actually was the Sunday, but Monday the markets were closed. So normally also in the European markets not that much movements.
No, we saw it. Very
yeah, but okay, with the US markets closed, that's quite understandable.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday we had some movement, especially also on the US markets. For example, DiDi, the share, it dropped first 25% pre-market, and after all it closed 20% lower. Mm-hmm. After the China instructed them to remove the app because they were violating some privacy rules, it was said. But of course markets are a little bit scary about this kind of measurements, to remove your app if you have a tech company. Mm-hmm. So 25% lower. Wednesday we had Royal Dutch Shell announcing that they want to pay more dividends, so more distributions to their shareholders. It's not approved yet by the board, but yeah, that could be a positive signal because they reduced the dividend, of course, after the oil developments. But yeah, if it's really positive, I don't know, because the share opened 2.5% higher and went up 4% Wednesday, but in the end it was actually negative, so it fell down. But it was an important, in the Dutch market, of course, statement. And Thursday, yeah, we had the European Central Bank announcing that they want to have the inflation at 2% and sometimes a little bit higher, and up to now it was like until 2%, so small changes, but I mean, yeah, it could be a big consequence, of course.
Of course.
So I'm not sure if it's because only of that, but markets today, Thursday, lower, quite 2.5% or 2% depending on the markets. So there are some doubts about the growth worldwide, and oil prices are quite high, of course, the indexes or indices. So today a little bit bad day. And yeah, that's what's happened up to now.
What's hot?
What's hot?
Oil.
Yes, it's hot.
Yeah, I mean oil, you know, we all know where it comes from, the Middle East. And if you look, I'm not really a football fan, but I'm a cyclist fan of the Tour de France, and the team that has the yellow jersey at the moment is the UAE team, and that's the Abu Dhabi team basically. It's a team that initially was Italian, and then they had I looked into the history because I didn't know actually. It was Lampre Daikin, that was a really famous team for many years, and then Lampre stopped with the sponsoring, and then they were going to be sponsored by Alibaba, and then the Chinese supervisor, you mentioned just DiDi, they said, well, you can't sponsor this, and then the team leaders or the management, they went to Abu Dhabi, and then they became their sponsor. So they have the yellow jersey, but they also in Abu Dhabi, UAE, they did something over the weekend in the Opec Plus meeting. Basically, there is an agreement that they produce in 2 time frames per year, between August and December, and from January to July. And they made a calculation in the past, we go back to 2018, that the production, the baseline was about 2 million barrels in the second period and 400,000 barrels in the first period. Now, what happened is Abu Dhabi invested such huge amounts of money in their production of oil to get more barrels out of the ground actually. They said, well, if we're going to stick to these rules, then obviously we'll never make our investments profitable. Mm-hmm. So they didn't agree, and they literally pulled the plug out of the meeting, and up till now they didn't get to an agreement. So it's an exciting time for oil. Oil prices on Tuesday went up significantly, almost $78 for a barrel. And yeah, this is pretty, I mean, there's always something going on with oil, isn't it? Here it goes down. Last year we had a really big crisis between the Saudi Arabia and Russia. Now it's mainly Saudi Arabia with Abu Dhabi. But if we look why this OPEC there is, they have a really important function, right? It's to coordinate the prices, to make sure that oil is a profitable and a fair return on your capital when you invest in it. And yeah, it's also that there's a sufficient and comfortable supply of oil to the countries worldwide, so that everybody has the oil that it needs. That's basically, it's an overruling supervising board for this oil price. So if Abu Dhabi, as one of the more important producers, pulls the plug, that might have some serious consequences. If we look what the analysts think, and that's also for what's next, they think that they will in the end always make a compromise towards the end of July, but for this moment it's a little bit wary what's going to happen.
It's very important, the oil price. I heard it also today, like for the inflation, you know,
everything.
For the recovery of the economy, you know, it's a very important thing.
Absolutely.
Very interesting. Also, what's hot this week, Amazon, especially Jeff Bezos, he stepped back as CEO after exactly 27 years. He will not leave the company entirely, of course, but the CEO function is now with Andy Jassy.
Yeah.
Also 25 years already in the company and not new. And he set up the cloud service, Amazon Web Services, and that's already now responsible for 60% of the company's profits. So
that's significant.
Yeah, quite some experience he has. He's also the richest man in the world, and his wealth increased this week after the jump of the share 5%. The Pentagon announced that they cancelled the deal with competitor Microsoft. So yeah, he earned a lot of more money, even he was not the CEO anymore. And of course, the end of the month, he has more time, he goes into the space. And what's very funny, I found, maybe you know it, but there's like a petition signed by 150,000 people to let him allow him to get back to Earth. So I don't know what's the reason. It's not very nice, of course, to say, but well, quite interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
What's next? I had a look at the calendar. First of all, we have the football match, of course, the European Championship without Holland, without Spain, but with England and Italy.
Yeah.
And we have, financially speaking, we get the results, the quarterly results of the second quarter, starting next week. Tuesday PepsiCo, and Wednesday Bank of America, BlackRock, Citigroup and Delta Airlines.
Okay.
Thursday, July the 15th, we have the Opec monthly oil report.
Hey, when is the final?
Sunday, if I'm
Sunday.
not mistaken.
Okay, so most of the people always watch this directly. You should. So leave your prediction of the outcome of the match in the comment, please. Do that. And if you are making, if you have it right, we will find you a prize. We will do a prize.
Okay,
yeah,
that's a good idea.
So please leave your comment in the comment. Leave the result for the match England-Italy.
Yes.
Anything else, David, for what's next?
No, I think so. That's quite some. The figures will be now. We'll start at the season. For
yeah. So next week we'll have some more feedback on that. No.
Yes.
On what happens. Okay. Thumbs up. Leave the result, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you. Bye.